great match at North Sydney Oval. This game under the control of referee Barry Barnes. North Sydney extremely hard to beat on their home ground, and Eastern Suburbs very much in the doldrums. They got off the season to a great start with a resounding win over Mandawuringa. Since then, not a win. So today they have a lot to prove.
27 metres out from the North Sydney line. It's tossed in there to Phil Ritchie. Shepherd decides on a run. Good hard run too, but caught in full stride by Steve Hardy and well put down. Play about centre. Ritchie dummied and looking for the big men to come through off him, and there's lots of North Sydney forwards trying to back up. So far the East forwards are containing them. Goes Ritchie. Ritchie dumbing around, finds a good strong run on the wing there from Shepherd. Play just inside the Eastern Suburbs half, and it's a penalty going to North Sydney. Pretty obvious. The Eastern Suburbs players would not allow the North Sydney player to get to his feet and play that ball. Chris Luckman, in fact, it was. But for the first time, North Sydney into Eastern Suburbs half of the field. This is Luckman. They're pretty well right on the Eastern Suburbs quarter, playing it to Ritchie. Tries the other side of the field, but the Eastern Suburbs forwards, you notice, moving up very quickly. They're getting nearer and nearer the Eastern Suburbs try line. Good strong run by Graham. Graham crashes over the line. That's the first try of the match. Easy as that. Pick that one up in replay for you in a moment, but something had to break, and it was pretty obvious that North Sydney in the last moments. Here's the replay coming up. Just watch the power of this man as he bulldozes through two tackles and then goes over, diving in a desperation bid was Tobin as we come back live. And a great try by Mark Graham, the skipper of North Sydney. In the meantime, we've got Tom Arbour, it appears, leaving the field for treatment. No replacement on as yet, so he might be back just as quickly as he can. It's off camera, obviously has what could be a dislocated finger. He's a pretty tough boy and he'll come back if he can. Attempted conversion, successful, straight between the posts. Here's Paul McCaffrey, feeds this one. It's North Sydney have lost the tight head, so Eastern Suburbs with Eden chiming into the centres is starting to get them moving. Here's David Green, flips it back beautifully to Bevan. Bevan almost into the clear, looks for support, flips it over there. Had to be a knock-on by Shane Mckellar, picked it up. Referee apparently says no, it was not a knock-on. From the dummy half goes through Scott Gale. Play midway between the north quarter and the halfway line, and a penalty going to Eastern Suburbs. Laurie Fryer is obviously not over happy with the performance so far, and one could hardly blame him because East have been losing the territorial battle so far. Up in the air by Eden, and the flags are up. So a good kick by Mike Eden for Eastern Suburbs. First blood to the Roosters. That'll cheer them up no end. North Sydney 6, Eastern Suburbs 2, and it's still early days in the first half at North Sydney Oval. Play just inside the McCaffrey just managed to hang on to it, but the next player couldn't. McKinnon's left it behind him. Lost ball, it'll be Eastern possession. Getting to his feet is Beckett. Now East have to do it the hard way, all over again. Straight down the middle of the field and over the notorious North Sydney Oval cricket pitch, which today is the softest it's been in years. In the meantime, some heavy tackling, and once again, North Sydney caught offside in the back play. Comes Mike Eden with the now popular round the corner style. Looks reasonable. Flags are up. It just dropped over the crossbar, but it's another goal and another 2 points for Eastern Suburbs. Both kicked by Mike Eden. North 6, Eastern Suburbs 4. Picked up well that time by Hastings and got it away to Mckellar. Coming in from the wing and across field, chased there by Wigham, and well dragged down, play 8 metres out from the North Sydney line. No marker. The referee has come across to award a penalty to North Sydney. Once again, Mckellar, this time he decides to kick, and it's bouncing towards the touchline. Portlock's after it, waits for the bounce, picks it up inside his own half. Stumbling, he was a bit unlucky, still going, but eventually stopped in his tracks by Steve Hardy. He'll play it to Luckman and play just inside the Eastern Suburbs half. We'll see what North Sydney can do from this position. They usually make a lot more ground when they're pinned and have to use it, because usually they've got a runner coming. Good crushing tackle over the top by Arbour and underneath by Beckett for Eastern Suburb. Kinnan caught, couldn't quite get his arms free to get that back to Phil Ritchie and play just inside the Eastern Suburbs half. McKinnon again. Steps almost through one tackle, gets it back to McCaffrey. McCaffrey's got a bit of space to work here. Dodges wide, couldn't get the pass away. It was actually tripped as he went through, and the referee didn't like that at all, so the penalty's gone to North Sydney. No breeze to worry about. And a good crowd at North Sydney Oval for this clash. The home side always likes to support their side when they're doing well, and they're doing really well this year. Lots of height and distance. The flag's up, no hesitation at all. Another 2 points to Portlock, another 2 points to the North Sydney Bears. And North rush to a lead of 8 points to 4. Gets it to Mckellar. Mckellar comes infield, caught initially there by Burns, then also by Teasdale. To Beckett. Beckett calling for runners. But and then, beautifully flipped back, but nobody wants it. Dived on by Hastings, the referee calling for the knock-on, rightly so. McCaffrey to Cox. It'll come back to Cox. No, a dummy. If they find Graham. Graham saw the gap. It closed just a little bit too quickly for him. Play just inside the Eastern Suburbs half. Playing it to John Adam, standing in for Simon Brockwell today. Beautifully across to lock forward. Burns back inside. There's lots as Adams picked it up. Back inside again to Wiggum. Wiggum is over the line. Easiest of easy tries. We'll watch that on replay and just watch. You'll see at some of the Eastern Suburbs defence hanging off. Why they hung off, I don't know, but it was a good trade by Wiggum. Here's the replay. Now, just watch as going through is Burns. Gets it back inside nicely to Adams. Adams gets it back in turn to Wiggum, but the Eastern Suburbs players were hanging off. Good try, though, as we come back live. And North Sydney looking a lot more delighted. The reserve sitting on the sideline. Still is a hard kick. Up in the air, it's dropping quickly, but the flagmen are right underneath it, and the flags go up. A magnificent kick from near the sideline. North 14, Eastern Suburbs 4. East looking so much better now in the opening minutes of the second half, but can they maintain this pressure? The North Sydney defence is more than up to it, play right on the North Sydney quarter line, but all Eastern Suburbs so far in this second half. Gale, dummies, gets a nice pass back infield. That may have been the last tackle against Eastern Suburbs, or was the knock-on called? Knock-on call, so we'll have a scrum pack down.
This afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, is 7,000.
We won't. It's a penalty. I thought he called for a knock-on. It's a penalty going to Eastern Suburbs, and this will be a chance for 2 points from Mike Eden. It's a good crowd for North Sydney Oval. Here's the kick by Eden. Flags are up, so are East on the way back. It's another 2 points for the Roosters, and the scoreline now looking a little bit more respectable. North Sydney 14, Eastern Suburbs 6. Ritchie into dummy half. There was the move coming. Now, can North get it? It's still alive if they can. And North have got it. Going hard with it is Burns. Burns flips a wild pass. It's plucked out of there by Luckman. Comes in field. He's got Portlock on one side, but it goes back to McCaffrey. McCaffrey is stripped. He can struggle over if he doesn't make a second movement, and he's over. The referee must award that as a try. And he has. And that'll be a fascinating one to watch on replay. A few disgruntled East supporters might say that that was a double movement. Nothing of the thought. And he's tripped, right? He's not marked. He's up, and he's not marked again. Over the line. It's got to be a try. Well, you would have imagined that John Hayes would look a bit happier than that. Another 4 points on the board and the attempted conversion to come. And this should be a fairly easy one for Wayne Portlock. If this one goes over, I think East have, as they say in the classics, had it. It's okay, 2 points, 20 points on the board. That's just too big a margin for East. North 20, East 6. Good backup play that time by Eastern Suburbs. Player on the ground, Mackay, hit pretty hard, but he'll be okay. Played away by Hastings, and out wide Eden looking for men to run off him, and he's found one at long last. Through goes Bevan. Bevan back inside, picked up by Eden. Eden's got a bit of a show. He's got Mckellar and Ferguson. Ferguson going hard. They won't catch him now, and Ferguson will put this one down underneath the posts for Eastern Suburbs. Oh, great try by East. What a comeback. Well, that makes Laurie Fryer a little bit happier on camera, the Eastern Suburbs coach. And 2 points have been added in the meantime, so that scoreline looking a lot more respectable. North 20, Eastern Suburbs 10. Dummy half, a little general. Flips it nicely inside. They'll have to get rid of it. Almost an intercept. Here's Mckellar, steps inside, looks for the line. He's still got a chance to get there, and he'll score. Unbelievable. Shane Mckellar should have been stopped in the first metre or two, but he's through. I think you might be watching a modern rugby league miracle coming up. Here it comes again, almost the intercept. Mckellar, how did he get past these defenders? Steps one way, then the other, chased by Burns, touched by Ritchie to score. Here he comes, straight between the posts. Wow, what a game. Another goal to Eden. And this game has turned around to make me eat my words completely, it appears. North 20, Eastern Suburbs 18. couldn't spin around and get rid of that ball. He'll play it to Hastings. They're very close to the North Sydney line. Hastings to Gale, out towards the backs now. Eden joins in, almost the intercept, not quite. Mckellar looks from the line. He's got Ferguson going. Ferguson's in. Incredible. Ferguson in for Eastern Suburbs. His second try of the match. Easter in front. We'll watch the touch judges. Flagged away. Flagged away. No points for that one, but the score now is that remarkable situation. Just have a look at this. East 22, North 20. Mark Bevan. McCaffrey gets his pass away beautifully. McKinnon's got Wiggum going through. It'll come out here to Luckman. Luckman had to chip and chase it. Oh, and he's knocked down after he kicked it. That's got to be a penalty. Maybe a penalty try. No, just the penalty. And must be Eden going. Eden's going off. The man who's kicked 5 goals for them today. Sent to the sin bin for 10 minutes. So everything now going against Eastern Suburbs. McKinnon. Easter 1 man down. The clock's ticking away to full time. Easter leading by, there's about 2 minutes to go. McCaffrey darting, gravitating his way towards the line. He'll play it to Ritchie. North might pull this one out of the fire. Ritchie spearing it wide. Is Jennings. Jennings gets it back, but they can't do anything with that one. It'll be Jennings coming into the dummy half position. Might go on his own, will he? No, he spears it wide. It's loose. McCaffrey's getting to within about 3 metres of the line. Into the dummy half position. They're about 3-4 metres out from the east line. Looks for the big men coming through. Teasdale, he's about a metre short. Last tackle coming up against North Sydney. Ritchie. McCaffrey is caught as he flips it anywhere, and that's a knock-on against North Sydney. East off the hook. Oh boy, we must have a minute and a half perhaps to go to full time. A minute maybe, no more. Ferguson, remember, he limped back after he scored his second try and shaken up in that tackle. It'll have to really be up to East to lose this ball and North Sydney to get it that way for North to try and pull this game out of the fire. Time will beat them. Now all East have to do is just hang on to the ball, go to ground with it, and try and... There's the hooter. The hooter's gone. The referee signalled it. It's Sydney.